how are you doing today? Hello from Nürburgring, and actually hello from the workshop at our friends of Track Speed that are helping me out in these first days while our own workshop is getting prepared. Yeah, it's not easy when you move into the new country and everything is new. Of course, it takes time to prepare it all, but guys, it's gonna come so cool. And today is gonna be a very interesting video because I want to talk to you also about how I work on the suspension, because I've always told you that I do a lot of development, but I haven't really showed you this. So why not today is the time. So thank you again to Track Speed, and let's get to it. Suspension is always one of the most, if not the most complicated thing to get right on a car. And I've been doing this, as you know, for many years. And many of you have already bought our kits and are very happy with them. So let's get into more detail on how this works. So apart from all my calculations on the spreadsheets and all the data that I write for myself when I come and work on the car, what happens is, in order to get an actual one-to-one comparison between reality and what you're thinking in your head on an Excel spreadsheet and calculations, you need to use hubstands. I always use hubstands, and this is a new kit, by the way, that I just recently got for the new workshop. And this shows you why it's so cool to work on hubstands, because practically the car now is sitting as if it were on its wheels, but without the wheel in the middle. So this gives me the option to manually go and measure and work on everything that has to do with the front and rear suspension. On top of that, I can also align it with a precision that is far superior to anything else. And this kit that I personally use is also laser alignment, and it works very well. So why am I here taking away time from my friends at Track Speed on the car and doing all this work? Well, because I'm doing a further development of the Samsonas 3-way Rally Tarmac kit in order for it to work very well at the Nordshleife at Nürburgring. And this obviously implies a different use case. And while we can be very happy in using all this travel that the kit brings on itself, what we need to do now, since we're thinking of very high speed corners around the whole track, is to use some stiffer springs and maybe also put some more nitrogen in the shocks themselves to give them a bit more preload. I won't get into the detail of numbers, of course, because that could also be boring, but this is just to let you know how things work. And I've just spent the last 2 hours doing all the maths. I spent the last week testing the car on the track. And of course, the car is too soft because it was thought to go on rally roads in Gran Canaria or in any other tarmac rally roads, and for the compliance. In this case, we have very strong forces, and also we are going to be switching for the dry days to 9.5 by 18 in ET45 wheels and 265 35/18 tires. That is the standard use case for a Yaris on track. So in this case, I will need much firmer springs and also to change the spring balance, because, for example, in a rally setup, the last thing you want is the back end of the car to kick back after a jump. So I have done on this specific kit also a lot of work to make sure that the rear after a jump just sat down and continued going, like you see in the World Rally cars basically. Well, on the track it's different, because on the track you need a stiffer rear in order to change the cornering bias of the car in order to help the car enter the corner and keep the posture. So I'm working on a couple of approaches in parallel, And as you know, I will try to go always with the softest possible spring. And for this, I had to do, and I have done many calculations, and then we will see what comes out of it all. And for as much as Samsonas stands, also we have spoken, and I'm happy to announce that at the Nordshleife, at the Nürburgring, in our working shop at the Kiedelbach, we will become a service center. So this means that we will be able to build and rebuild dampers for all of Germany or all the people that visit the Nürburgring. And also I will be able to do testing and development much quicker, because we can work on the dampers from the workshop and go straight back on track, test it, and get back and do all the changes needed, and then test it again and have all the iterative confrontations of how the various elements react to the track itself and in the various track conditions. Cold track, mild track, hot track, wet track, dry track, I mean, all the possible conditions. So this is what we're doing. I believe that our workshop will be open in about 40 to 60 days from now. We can still offer my services through our friends at Track Speed. So if you want to have driving experiences, if you want this specific kind of motorsport alignment at the Nordschleife, we can do it today. So just contact me through my email and we can organize it depending on when your dates are, and we can already give you all the services or engineering support you may need. So I would say that for now this cuts it. We're gonna get much more constant with the videos as soon as we get the head out of the water with all the preparations and everything, but things are looking really, really good, and we stepped it up to the next level. So thank you so much for your support, and very soon also I'm gonna make a video about the release of the GR Corolla intake and the GR Corolla brake cooling kit. Have a good one now. Cheers.